Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Back away a little bit. Hey, 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 hey. Morning, people. Good morning. Hey, Button Jessica. Hey, JJ. Hey, everyone. Good morning. Hey, 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 hey. Good morning. What up, what up, what up, what up? All of that good stuff. Well, we are here and it's time to run your mouth. Let's do this. Let's talk about some things. Um I think just some PSA's public service announcements. I believe that Really B and I are going to try to go live this afternoon with a Teacher Project 2.0. So look forward to that. This afternoon where we talk all things, as Ebby Reviews would say, teachery. So look forward to that. We also, hopefully, it is my hope tomorrow to do a politics of it all tomorrow. That is my hope. That tomorrow morning, I got some stuff that I got to take care of tomorrow morning. So, um, hopefully, in between my running of errands and doing all of that, we can do a politics of it all tomorrow morning. However, that's the good news. The bad news, I do have bad news. I will not be able to do Silly Saturday this Saturday because I will be traveling and all of that good stuff. Hey, Jason, what's going on? Hey, everybody, as you all come in the room, Shondos to everybody as you come in the room. So that is the bad news. The bad news is Saturday. Um, I am going to be traveling, and well, I won't be. I'll be traveling Friday, and so Saturday I will be out of town at a meeting. So yeah, I told y'all life has just been getting so hectic. So I try to get in where I fit in and stuff like that. So anyway, those are all of our updates. Hey, Lauren Bishop. Um, I know I need some snacks, y'all. It's time for me to replenish my snacks. Do I have some snacks today? I do. I have the snack that I was given. I have a few more bags of chips that was so graciously given to me. Um, I might tell Ty to do a silly Saturday. I might do that. You know what? That's a good idea, Jason. Let me see if I can call Ty and make him do silly Saturday and be our substitute teacher. Hey, MBN, what's going on, my love? Shondo. So yeah, I'm gonna talk to Ty today. He's gonna be mad that I did a run your mouth and he's not on here because he likes to be on here for run your mouth. So, but we're gonna do this just me today. And I'll see if I can get Ty. Ty is probably somewhere getting ready because on Wednesday nights, Ty does his drag show on Wednesday nights. So he usually takes most of Wednesday to get himself prepared and all of that. So I'm sure that's what he's doing. Anyway, I don't we don't have that many stories today, but whenever we don't have that many stories, that means that hilarity will ensue and we will inevitably have a lot to talk about. It just goes that way. Like whenever we don't have a lot to talk about, we end up having so much to talk about. Hey, Diamond Onyx. Hey, Boo. What's going on? Hey, friend. Good morning, everybody, as y'all roll up in here. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Let's talk, discuss some things that ran across my desk. So we're going to start with the good news, okay? We're going to start in a good place before inevitably we go downhill. Ciao. Just going we're going to start in a good place. So, coming this weekend, Friday night. Hey, Really B. Hey, sis. Really B, can you confirm whether or not we're doing the Teacher Project 2.0 tonight? I mean, this afternoon for the people. I told them we probably would be, but I just wanted you to confirm um, for the people. Really B's in the chat. She'll let you know. So this weekend, I'm so excited. Coming on television this weekend will be the Janet Jackson documentary. It comes on Friday night and Saturday night on Lifetime, I believe it is. Listen. Okay, Really B says we're going to do a Teacher Project 2.0, so that means we'll be doing the Teacher Project 2.0. Um, listen, y'all know it's a couple people who I windmills for. Janet is one, Mariah is one. If you know me, you know them two right there. They can do no wrong. You cannot say anything about them. There will be violence. There will be scorched earth. Okay? I'm just saying. So Janet Jackson has been always so very private and so very closed off with regard to her personal life, even though there's been a lot of stuff in the blogs and in media outlets or whatnot, and that comes with the territory of being a celebrity or whatnot. Certain things you can't get away from, but she doesn't too much talk about it, and so she's opening up and she's doing this documentary, and I'm excited about it. Janet's in her 50s. Janet is in her mid 50s. I think Janet will be 56 this year because I believe Janet was born in 66. So if I'm not mistaken, Janet will be 56 this year. Yeah, 56 this year. So and she's a mother and so forth. So I'm excited. Y'all know I'm excited for anything Janet. So We are so looking forward to it. I might review it. I'm not going to make that promise, but my plan is to watch it. If I do review it, I'm just going to watch it first and then go back and watch it again for the purpose of reviewing it. But I am so looking forward to seeing it. I'll actually be in a hotel that night, so I might not catch the original run because I'll probably be somewhere out doing some stuff, but I'll definitely catch it this weekend. Um Now God bless the whisper lady. Don't do Janet. Don't do sure you know. I'll have that. But anyway, um apparently there is going to be talk of the whole Justin Timberlake controversy, and it's being reported, hey, Patty do coming to the stage, Watermelon Sugar, she's in the building, y'all. Y'all throw them dollars up, honey. um and Justin Timberlake is supposed to make a surprise. Yeah, it's our Lifetime Lauren Bishop. He's supposed to make a not surprise, I should say, but an appearance in the documentary. I am surprised because Janet Jackson really hasn't wanted any parts of Justin Timberlake since that whole Super Bowl halftime show ordeal or whatnot, where he tried to basically throw her under the bus and everything was on her and nothing was on him. But you know, we've talked about that ad nauseum. We've gone down that road as to when, why, how, and all of that stuff. So, but um, yeah, they're saying that he's supposed to be in it. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't want, as a Janet fan, I want no parts of Justin Timberlake. We understand, we know what happened. With that whole thing, and I'm interested and curious to see how they fit him in, but I want no parts of him. Um, yeah, yeah, that I literally want no parts of him. There are parts of it that are you know, in anticipation of this stuff, there, you know, snippets and things do come out. Like I saw today or yesterday, maybe, where there's a portion where Janet talks about how Michael, her brother Michael, would tease her and stuff about her weight and stuff. And I think that people are putting 20 on 10 because they're making it salacious and they're making it where, oh, that had to be horrible. But I think you got it. People are taking it way out of context. In my estimation, this is a brother and sister relationship, and so brothers and sisters, they do that. You know, you jest on each other, you know, rag on each other, you go in on each other, you know, you have jokes, you call each other, because there's, you know, she says he called her little pig and little cow and stuff like that, but both of them will admit that they were extremely close and loved each other dearly. So I've seen articles and things where people try to make it like, oh, Michael was, you know, fat shaming Janet and made her go into, you know, depression, or made her feel like her body makeup was, you know, and all of that stuff. I don't think it's any of that. I think it's just, hey, Jay Parrish, um, it's just, you know, siblings doing what they do. Janet's body, Janet ain't, even in Janet's, and I'm going to use this word loosely because she's never been heavy. But even when she's been, you know, at her stages where she had gained a little weight, she ain't never been big by any stretch of the imagination. That's just like me when I be like, oh, I'm feeling real fat today. Because I have moments where my body goes up and down, up and down. Um, in terms of weight, but I would never be called a fat person. And so it's all relative to how I look at my own body, because I'm a small man and I will look at my body and say, yeah, you kind of big, hell Teddy. And so I'm sure Janet goes through the same thing, but people try to make light of it. Just know, That I'm here for all things Janet. I want to hear her talk about um the poetic justice days, her hanging out with Tupac and the whole cast of poetic justice. I want to hear her talk about the days with Busta Rhymes when they did that video, which was a phenomenal. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? Was a phenomenal video. Like she's had collaborations with so many people that we would like. I want to hear about her collabing with Luther and things like the best things in life are free. I want to hear about her, hey Quintessential, hey Boo, with Gary Durdan in the video again. She's going to talk about Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. I'm sure she's going to talk about, wasn't she dating Chico at one point? I'm sure she'll talk about all of her love twists, like with Bobby Brown, with Jermaine Dupri, with Ray Elizondo, whatever his name was, when she was married to him or whatever. I'm sure she's going to go into her dating life. There is rumor that during Velvet Rope, her and I don't think it was rumored, I think it was confirmed, but that during Velvet Rope, her and Q-Tip had a whole situation going on. You know what? I'm not playing with you, NBA. Y'all not gonna come in here um talking about Janet. So it was James DeBarge. Thank you. Right. Thank you. I knew it was one of the DeBarges. I knew it was one. Thank you, really be. Child, there's a million DeBarges. Child, that child. Mama and Daddy DeBarge was not playing around, baby. They said we gonna have some kids, honey. Child. Oh, Chico is supposed to be in the documentary as well. Okay. Um, right, yeah, Q-Tip. Listen, now I want to fight Janet about Q-Tip because Q-Tip was my baby daddy for a long time. In my head, I was in love with Q-Tip for a long time. Dear God, I was in love with Q-Tip. Cha. Um, right. Thank you, IMC Brown. Hey, boo. We're not gonna have no Janet Jackson slander over here, child. Yeah. So I'm curious because she probably has several other love entanglements and love twists that we don't know about. And I wonder if we really will get down to all of that. What I really want to know is, as much as people talk about Janet's choreographers and all of those things, who I really hope they let us into? Whoever is Janet's hairdresser, because Janet, every album or every era, I say for me, if you know Janet, each album is like an era, a different era in Janet's career or her life for me. And so even going back to, like right, Jason, her acting days when she was Penny and when she was who was she in Fame? She was in Fame. What was her name in Fame? I forgot. I can't remember. Or when she was on Good Times and so forth. Anyway, but her hair, she always does like she never has the same hair. Hey, peace, love. Janet's hair, I don't care what you say, be sickening every single time. You see when she come out with a new album, she's gonna have some new hair, and I want to see who is the person or persons that make those decisions and say this the hair you gonna have. Um, I'm right. I know Janet and Regina are close, and I'm sure, right, Lauren, that and somebody I just read something. Somebody just came out recently, and said that Regina is really being consoled and comforted by a close circle of friends right now because I just saw an article. I was going to talk about it, then I said I really didn't want. I don't want. I think that being that Regina King is still in mourning, I don't think now is the time to try to parcel out and piece out everything going on with her son's death and all of that stuff. So I think that she just needs some time and space to grapple with that and wrap her hands around that, and so forth. Not her freak flag flies a little high, but it was Janet became that side, the freak side of Janet. Um, I think toward the end of the Rhythm Nation going into the Janet album. Like, to me, I always give the story when I first saw the video for Love Will Never Do Without You. I thought I was watching porn when Janet was out there on that desert in the midriff tank top, tube top, or whatever. Her breasts were out, her stomach was out. She had on the hip hugging tight jeans, and I was like, oh my God, I'm a little boy watching porn, or Love Will Never Do It. And that was completely separated from Rhythm Nation, where she had on a militaristic uniform with the epaulets and the boots and the gloves and all of that stuff, all of that. No, peace, love, that's not a stretch, because at that time, Janet wasn't giving you a lot of that. And I was a little boy at that time. I was a little boy. I think really B at that point was already teaching when Love Will Never Do Without You came out in 1990. I love you, really, big girl. I love you. But that's my girl. I can joke with her like that. But I was a little boy, and as a little boy, I was a church going little boy, and television at that time didn't give you a whole lot of skin and stuff like that. My mama was old at that point. She was. Anyway, she was very covered up until that point. Very covered up. And when Janet came and was uncovered, and it was a lot of skin, and I was like, oh, should I be watching this? Like, oh. Hey, friend Jay. But yeah, that Love Would Never Do Without You is such an epic song. The video was so good. Think about the cinematography. That's the one thing about her videos, like the cinematography and the ideas behind her videos. Um, that I just remember she had like this it almost looked like a beehive look, but she had like her head like in like a little updo with like a headband, the titties out midriff, the tight jeans, and that just infectious smile that she has on the Love Will Never Do. Love will never do without you. Mm. They said it wouldn't. They said it wouldn't love. We have to do more. Child. Love will never do without you is the whole vibe. Child. Pleasure Principle was on Rhythm Nation too. Pleasure Principle is my favorite Janet Jackson video of all time. My favorite video of all time is Pleasure Principle and everything else. Pleasure Principle, why? Because it was just Janet. Janet by herself, no background dancers, no nothing, just her dancing, giving you the business. And you had the epic This Dance. Remember this from Pleasure Principle? Everybody walked around school doing this. Yeah. Child. So, but like I said, I do want to see who her hairdressers was, um, because she always has just a look. Like, even when it's like plain, like if you remember, um, in the earlier days where she just did just a regular jet black, perm straight hair, and she would be rocking like on a video like Black Cat where she's rocking and that hair is slinging, and you see, she done paid a lot of money for whoever that did that because ain't not a hair out of place, and she's going like this and rocking out, and that hair is just in place. And then she had the curly for the Janet Janet album. She had the curly all the time, that curly, long curly. Hey, little baby. Oh yeah, the chair. She did the chair in Pleasure Principle, and then she also remember on Miss You Much, where they had the whole chair routine on Miss You Much. When she said that's the end, no, and they had the whole chair routine and everything on Miss You Much. It's so, and then y'all know I can sit here and talk about Janet until Jesus come back. Listen, let me tell you. You liked her, little baby. You said she had the best hair in the 80s. Oh, the 80s had the best hairspray. Yeah, they had good hairspray back then, child. The flip and pleasure principle with everything. And she admitted she did all of her own, stuff in that video. Stunts, I should say, in that video. But pleasure principle is my favorite. Remember also, I believe it was Rhythm Nation album, was All Right, where they went back to the 20s and they had the zoot suits and stuff like that. And they was in Harlem and stuff like that. And that was where Heavy D and the Boys was on that album, on the video with her and stuff like that on the All Right video. Just child, mm, that was a good video too. All Right, I love that video. Right, all right with me, break up, break go. Child. Don't get me started. And then like it was so many. But when Janet album came out, it was Sexy Janet. I don't care what Janet album came out. Janet say, "Damn, how you feel? I'm grown." Because remember, that's when the album cover came out, and she had her titties out, and Renee was behind her holding her titties. And you had the Anytime Any Place video when they was in that good shower, baby. Now there was no mistaking at that point. That was real home when they was in that goddamn shower. Child, you got a Janet song, little baby, that can align with any mood. Um, because child, yeah, it was the Cab Calloway and everything. Look for All Right, child, child. But even before that, remember again was on the Poetic Justice soundtrack, if I'm not mistaken. I think again, even though it was on the Janet album, it was on Poetic Justice soundtrack first. And Gary Durdan in that video, if I think back, I think I didn't know it at the time, but I think I was more attracted to Gary Durdan than I was to Janet in that video. Cause Gary Durdan and them eyes and him being half naked with all of them muscles, and that was when he had the dread. Did he have the dreads then, or had he? No, I think he still had the dreads then. Child, girl, child. I liked it again. Hey, Abby, and then the Janet album had one of my favorite songs on the Janet album is Because of Love. Because of Love was my shit. But I think the quintessential, um, well, I'll say like this. The song that I think got her the highest Billboard charting song from Janet album, I think That's the Way Love Goes. But the video that everybody remembers is If. If you were a child in the 90s and you saw If, I don't care if you was man, woman, boy, girl, cat, dog, straight, gay, cis, non-binary, you was in the mirror practicing that dance break in the middle of If. I'm sorry, that's just what it was. That's just what you was in that goddamn mirror practicing. Listen, I don't care who you was. You was in that goddamn mirror learning every step. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Listen, it was the whole thing. It was the whole thing. Remember, she performed it at the I believe it was at the MTV Billboard MTV Music Awards. Listen, child. Right, Jason, that top, I think that top is in some museum somewhere because remember, it had like, like strips and you could see skin, her titties was out. That top is kind of iconic and so forth. And child, Child, that whole video. Mm. Child, that video was everything. She had, and that was just the Janet album. So then when you start to move toward, we had this expectation. Janet was this pop icon, dancing girl, and then she hit you with the Velvet Rope album, where she took a step back and said, "Yeah, I ain't giving y'all all that this time. I'm just chilling." The whole and so many people tell me that the Velvet Rope album is their favorite album. Janet wasn't giving you all that. Janet was just chilled. She had that red hair, that red curly tight curls hair that she would have in like little ponytails sometimes, or she would have it out. That was the "I Get So Lonely" with Black Sheep. Listen, "I Get So Lonely" was that. Child, she had "We Go Deep and We Don't Get No Sleep. Just really up all night until the early light. We go deep." Ow, ow, ow. Listen, listen, listen. "We Go Deep" was my jam. She had "Don't It Always Seem to Go That You Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone. But you don't know what you got till it's go." Mhm. That whole album, or the someone, no, "Someone to Call My Lover" was on All For You. No, wait, let me think. Yes, "Someone to Call My Lover" was on All For You, or was it on Velvet Rope? Now I'm trying to think, y'all. God, I don't know. I don't. I just let me think. One of y'all gonna correct me. "Someone to Call." Let me look it up. Oh, "Together Again." Yes, "Together Again." "Together Again." The video and the choreography for "Together Again," it was so infectious to me. Like her look, the dancers, the choreography. "Together Again" is in my top five videos for her. I love that song. If you remember also, right before um Velvet Rope came out, she had that 20-year anniversary. Was it was the 10-year anniversary album, or 20. It was 10-year like anniversary album that came out, and Runaway came out. And Runaway is one of my favorite Janet songs. I love Child. Runaway was one of my favorite songs. Child. Now, my favorite album is the next. "All For You" is my favorite album, by far my favorite album. I didn't think it would be my favorite album when it came out. I didn't. I had so many at that point. I was such a Janet Jackson fan, and I was like, she can't do better than all of her. But when I listened to the "All For You" album, I could listen to that thing from beginning to end, and that album spoke to me like no, like every song on that album was so timely for me. Every, I can't even tell you. Ch- One of my favorite songs on that album is "Better Days." Oh my God, "Better Days" has gotten me through some tough times. I'll be in a funk, or I'll be going through something real bad, and I will play "Better Days" by Janet album from that "All For You." I mean, by the "All For You" Janet album. Listen, listen. "China Love" was on that album. "Feel So Right" was on that album. "I Bet You Think This Song Is About You." I love that interlude into that song when they Carly and Janet are just on there, and Carly said, "Janet to me, thick as thieves." Oh man. Where she said, "Clouds in my coffee, clouds in my coffee." Come on, get up. It's on that album. Come on, get up. Oh, baby. Ah, for you make me change my mind. Come on, get up. Ooh, baby. Would You Mind is on that album. And if you ain't fucked to Would You Mind, if you ain't got, if you ain't blew nobody back out or got your back blown out to Would You Mind, the problem is you and not me. Child. Oh, listen, Patty, do Come Back to Me is one of my gems. Come back to me. Oh, I'm begging you, please. Come Back to Me was it Rhythm Nation or was it Control? Come Back to Me. Because it was her two slow songs. It was Let's Wait a While and Come Back to Me. One was on Control, one was on Rhythm Nation. I think Come Back to Me was Rhythm Nation and Let's Wait a While was Control. That's what I think it was. Yeah. Come Back to Me was Rhythm Nation and Let's Wait a While was Control. Child. Listen. That Janet Jackson, Would You Mind? But that whole All For You album, child. A lot of people, believe it or not, like the album after that with feedback on it and stuff. A lot of people love that album, even though that album didn't sell a lot. A lot of people tell me they really love that album, the album with feedback and stuff on there. Okay, yeah, y'all said it was Rhythm Nation. Okay, child, we done had a whole Janet segment to talk about how much we are looking forward to this documentary. Okay, hey Tanya. So there's so many songs and there's so many songs we haven't even talked about and discussed. We haven't even touched on the fact that she is probably in the top five of most prolific entertainers of all time. There's no question. She's in the top five of greatest entertainers of all five. When they say that Janet Jackson is going to be on stage, you go and see her. That's just, we ain't even discussed the fact that that woman will come out on stage and for 2.5, 3 hours, it's you and her. She got background dancers and stuff like that. You and her. I done been to several Janet concerts. Ain't no ain't no opening act, ain't no nothing. The concert said 8 o'clock. She'll give you about 15 minutes. 8:15, Mama is on stage giving you the business. And by 11 o'clock, you just leaving. You tired, she tired, and everybody else tired. Okay. Because she done gave you the business and you been in your seats, not in your seat, but standing up the whole time. While you right there with her like you on stage. Chat. That was my favorite. My first Janet Jackson concert was during the Velvet Rope tour. My first one. I was in college, and I never seen anything like it in my life. I it was, yeah, something else. Chat, chat. Janet Jackson, yeah, yeah. So we ain't even going there. So yeah, look for that this week. We done went a whole 35 minutes talking Janet, because this is what Janet invokes over here. Okay. Anyway, so we said we were gonna start. Hey, DC Kool-Aid. Chat. Anyway, so let's get back to our story, because we done took the long way around saying, look out for the Janet Jackson documentary this weekend. It's going to be great. Isn't it like the I'm not sure. It might be. I'm not sure at this point. I'm sure somebody might fact check it, but and the thing about it is I saw her um I saw her in Velvet Rope. Um, and All For You. I was supposed to see her. It got canceled because of 9/11. After 9/11, but then she started it back again, and I got to see her then. But I remember we bought tickets, and 9/11 happened, and like everything got thrown topsy turvy after 9/11. And so I was and then she restarted the tour, and that's when I saw that one. It was, oh god, oh my god, it was so good. By the time the All For You tour came, and she had all of those albums, all of those hits, and she was in her prime. Like that took the Velvet Rope tour and the All For You tour. Some people would say the Velvet Rope tour, she was in her prime in terms of touring and her concerts. I probably will say the All For You, and I'm biased because All For You is my favorite album. So that's why I'm going to say that. So, oh, y'all are the same age. She's your spirit animal. So she's going to be 66 this 56, I should say 56 this year. I think she'll be 56 this year. Yeah, 56 this year. So, um, that was listen. I was supposed to be halfway, at least halfway through my stories, and we got segued into Janet Jackson. We started, listen. I'm gonna save my sugar spikes for since we're in the world of music. Let's just go down this road. Child. Yes, both you and her still looking real good. Listen, I've seen Tanya in real life, and Tanya is a very sexy woman. Me and Really B and Abby, we did meet Tanya in real life. Tanya is a beautiful black queen over there. Listen, y'all got it going on, honey. At that age, when I get there, I hope that I look just as good. So, chat. Anyway, so now that we've talked about greatness in music, I guess we got to talk about the other side of the coin. So, uh, oh dear God, Bow Wow is in the news or in the blogosphere. So apparently he's in his feelings because people are coming out saying that they can't name three of his songs. And it don't take much for Bow Wow to be all in his it don't take a whole lot for him to be in his feelings, okay? Child, the whole key earring was the thing. Apparently, she said that key was to unlock the cages for the pets or something like that. I think that's what the key was for. The key was the key to unlock cages. I think it was to unlock the cages for the pets or something like that. But can I name three Bow Wow songs? I ain't talking about songs that he's featured on. I'm saying three songs that is just his songs. I might can. I don't know. I might can name like the chords, but I probably can't tell you the name of the song or the title of the song. But I ain't never really cared for Bow Wow like that. Like, girl, I mean, let me read this, okay? Um, uh, so Bow Wow was trending on Twitter on Monday after someone said that most people couldn't name three of his songs if they were forced. The topic quickly blew up on social media with the majority of people defending the bounce with me entertainer. Many Twitter users pointed out that Bow Wow was cranking out hits like Let Me Hold You, Like You, Bow Wow, That's My Name, and Ozamiz, Fresh as I Miss, I don't know, to name a few. Bow Wow also chimed in with his thoughts, writing, Damn, I'm only 34 and y'all can't name three of my songs. I'm about to start telling people I'm 56. Really, Bow Wow? Really? Really? I'm a mess. Oh boy. Bow Wow has released 6 studio albums, 26 singles, 51 music videos, and 8 mixtapes. In his career, Bow Wow has a total of 12 top 40 singles, 3 of which were top 10 hits on the US Billboard Hot 100. He has sold over 10 million copies and 14 million digital assets worldwide. Um, I mean, I guess that's a really good career to be someone who's only 34. Um, I'm not going listen. I'm not going to try to shame this guy and make him feel bad about what he's done. He's done better than most of the Lils out here. And when I say the Lils, these newer people, you know what I'm saying? His career is more acclaimed than some of these other people. I mean, let's talk about well, l- let me think. Bow Wow versus Soldier Boy. Who has the better career? That's not rhetorical. Who has the better career? Career. Shouts out to Alexander Rogers. Yeah, I mean, people make light and fun of Bow Wow because he's a whole clown. Like he's a whole clown. Okay, let's just be clear. He's a whole ass clown. But if we're being honest, I mean, he hasn't had a bad career. I just read the numbers for you. But he and his fifis. The thing about it is, Bow Wow, nobody, it's not that we can't, nobody wants to admit that they know 3 Bow Wow songs because you're such a fucking ass clown, Bow Wow, that nobody wants to be able to say, oh yeah, I know 5 Bow Wow songs. I know 10 Bow Wow. We may even secretly have a Bow Wow album stocked away somewhere, but we ain't gonna tell nobody. Like nobody wants to stake claim to saying, "Oh, I'm a part of the Bow Wow fan club." People ain't standing over you, Bow Wow. Okay, Child, kid. I'm just saying, Bow Easy, Bow Easy. Ain't nobody around here telling people, listen, y'all better respect my boy Bow Wow. Bow Weezy been out here cranking out hits all these years. Mm-mm. Now, I just called the numbers out. And those are numbers that a whole lot of artists would love to have. Yet, you don't have a real fan base, Bow Wow. That's the problem. You don't have a fan base. You don't have a group of people who'll be like, yes, I stand for Bow Wow. Y'all better not disrespect Bow Wow. We just went from talking about someone who people will literally get into real physical altercations with you about, like go to blows about, to talking about you, Bow Wow, and nobody even wants to claim that they know 3 songs. Some of these people say that they don't know 3 Bow Wow songs, actually do, but nobody wants to claim that because you're a whole ass clown that was getting his back blown out by Omarion. Yeah, I'm just saying. You, sir, hey, BR Birds, was getting your back blown out. Remember that whole Bow Wow Marion relationship thing? Y'all not gonna tell me they wasn't in a full-fledged relationship. Who is this that keeps calling me? I'm just allegedly. Let me throw that in there. Child. And remember whenever they would be like on TV or interviews together, Bow Wow was always screaming and yelling and doing the most, and Omarion would just be sitting back unbothered. Like it was the proverbial man and his, crazy girlfriend um scene where Bow Wow would just be like this. I mean, Omarion would be like this, and Bow Wow would be like, "Girl." Not BR Bird said who is Bow Wow. See, just saying. I'm just saying. I just calls it as I sees it. I calls it as I sees it. Child, what really be sending me? Oh, really be? We gonna have to talk about that tomorrow. That ain't even. I'm on my phone, so it probably came across my phone. Really be, but I haven't. No, I just saw that. Really be. It probably came across my phone, but I am on my phone on this live right now. So, child, that's gonna be real big on my the politics of it all tomorrow. Child. Anyway, child, now windmills about some Jeffrey Osborne. Now, Jeffrey Osborne is one of my favorites, honey. I love me some Jeffrey Osborne. Listen, I told y'all I was conceived off of Jeffrey Osborne and LTD. Child. Jeffrey Osborne sang the woo woo song, Would You Be Mine? And you woo woo woo. And you woo woo woo. Come on, Jeffrey. And you woo woo woo. Should it be mine? Oh, mine. Come on, Jeffrey Osborne. I don't play like Jeffrey Osborne. Child, one of my favorite songs, Love Ballad by Jeffrey Osborne. Mm-mm. Y'all don't know. Y'all ain't left. If you ain't sat on a Saturday, chilling, relaxing, and listen to Love Ballad by Jeffrey Osborne, child. Yeah, Jeffrey Osborne's still alive. He has a big golf tournament every year. I don't think they've had it since COVID, but every year he would have this big celebrity golf tournament, and a whole lot of artists and actors and entertainers and stuff will go out and go to his golf tournament that raises money for charities and stuff like that. Cha. Anyway, so let's venture off to Antonio Brown. Now, hey, Shawan Rose. Hello, hello, hello. Um, oh, Jeffrey released new music not too long ago. Good, Jeffrey. That's my boy, Jeffrey Osborne. I'm always gonna have a place for Jeffrey Osborne because I would not have been born had it not been for Jeffrey Osborne. I'm just saying. Anyway, so we had the whole Antonio Brown fiasco where he got half naked on a damn football field, lost his goddamn mind, and quit his job in grand fashion in front of millions of spectators across the globe watching that NFL game, and was later released officially by um the Bucks. Well, people have always said that there's something not right in the brain and not mentally well with one Mr. Brown. So Mr. Brown, Antonio Brown, that is, not to be confused with Tyler Perry's Mr. Brown. Anyway, he is now saying that the Bucks offered him $200,000 to lie about having a mental issue, and says he has proof that head coach Bruce Arians lied to the media about this sidelines altercation. Okay, so if y'all thought Antonio Brown was going to go away quietly and that this story was just going to be dust in the wind, oh no, this story done kicked up the dust. Okay, so there's been a whole lot of allegations because at first there was the whole thing about saying that he really was hurt, or him being injured or not being injured. There was the whole story about the fact that they wanted him not to get enough yards and so forth to get a bonus that he was several $1 million bonus that he would have gotten had he, because in NFL contracts there is incentive written bonuses or incentive driven bonuses where if by the end of the season you achieve these stats, you'll get several extra $1 million on top of your salary or whatnot. And so he was saying that, it was the end of the season, and by them not putting him in, that would have guaranteed that he wouldn't have gotten that those stats, and that meant that the team wouldn't have had to pay him that part of his car, all of that stuff. Um, so I should have watched that I'm an Athlete episode. So here is so I'm getting this from one of my favorite sites, blacksportsonline.com. They wrote, funny thing about the media, how they report on things often has more to do if they like you. If they like you, they will overlook you lying to their faces. If they don't like you, they will overlook factual information presented to them. Don't get me wrong, the media often has reason to like or dislike a player, coach, or someone in management. Everyone is human, and while our job is to be unbiased, it can still be hard for the best of media, especially in this hot take era, to be unbiased. There are many reasons why someone might not care for Antonio Brown. There have been times where he has been 100% in the wrong, and even he admits he should have handled his departure better from the Bucks. Running around shirtless in the end zone probably didn't help his credibility much. The facts as they come out, though, paint a different picture of what went down before the shirt came off. Bruce Arians has continually lied about Antonio Brown, telling him his ankle was why he couldn't go back in the game. It was, he said, she said for a while, but now we apparently have some hardcore evidence. Antonio Brown will appear on Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel. And here are the receipts he is pulling out on Bruce Arians. And they have some of the transcript. I'm going to read parts of this transcript. All right. So Bryant Gumbel says, according to the team, you didn't say anything to either Coach Bruce Arians or the team's medical personnel during the game or on the sidelines on January 2nd. True or false? Antonio Brown says false. Antonio Brown is sitting there with his attorney, Sean Burstein. Sean Burstein says, we actually, Bryant, have documentary and contemporaneous evidence that Antonio did tell Bruce Arians that his ankle was hurt on the sidelines. Because the general manager of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers interviewed Bruce Arians the Sunday night shortly after the game and texted our camp the notes from the interview, which states that Bruce Arians told the GM that Antonio complained on the sideline about his ankle injury. So there's no question. I think both sides, at least privately, are in agreement that Antonio's ankle was injured, and he directly told the team about that. Brian Gumbel then says, Arians says that when he told you to go in the game, you said nothing about pain or injury. True. Antonio Brown says, untrue. Man, I told him my ankle. And he said, what? He said, "Get the fuck out of here. You're done." Brian Gumble then says, he said, you said, quote, "I ain't playing. I ain't getting the ball. Is that a lie?" Antonio Brown then says, "No, no, that's a lie." Brian Gumble says, "Flat out lie." Antonio Brown says, "Flat out lie." Brian Gumble then says, prior to the game on January 2nd, the game against the New York Jets at the Meadowland, were you given shots of Toradol? Antonio Brown said, "Absolutely. Right before the game, I was given Toradol." Sean Burstein, his attorney, then says, "We actually have, Bryant, in the medical records that we've reviewed, evidence that the team regularly injected Antonio with Toradol so he couldn't feel the damage that he was doing to his ankle until it got to the threshold point where he told his coach, 'Coach, I can't play because of my ankle.'" And the coach's response to that was, "Get off, get the F off the field." Bryant Gumbel then says, "Okay, so the Bucks shot you with Toradol in the week before, before the Carolina game, correct?" Antonio Brown, "Absolutely." Bryant Gumbel, the shot you again, they shot you again before the Jets game, correct?" Antonio Brown, "Absolutely." And Arians claims that at halftime, then you were upset about not getting the ball. More balls thrown your way. True or false? Is he lying? Antonio Brown, false. It's not worrying about the ball. Tom Brady is my guy. He's the reason I'm on Tampa Bay. So I know I'm gonna get the ball. Antonio Brown then goes on to say, "Yeah, these guys at Tampa Bay Bucks tried to make an agreement with me to give me $200,000 to go to the crazy house so these guys could look like they know what they're talking about." Brian Gumble, "They offered you $200,000 for what?" Sean Burstein, the offer was Antonio Brown would basically sit on the sidelines, go on some list, and commit himself to some form of intensive mental health treatment. And we were specifically told in writing by the general manager twice, "Don't spend this any other way." End quote. It's now he said, she said, "Hey Tabitha, baby, this is not going to end well. There's going to be just like earlier this year, there was an investigation into the Washington football team, and all of that stuff ended up coming out about why I can't think of this man's name, Chucky. Why I call him Chucky Doll. God damn it, I can't think of this. Who got fired from the Raiders? Anyway, it's going to be a situation like that because more and more. See, Antonio Brown done went and got um his whole lawyer involved, and more and more, and the lawyer said, "Nope, we have real evidence. Nope, we got real receipts," meaning there is stuff in writing. And if they are, there's so much going on. If you don't know the backstory, what how this came to be, they were playing, they were in the game, they were playing. Antonio Brown did have an injury. What usually happens, they'll shoot you up with some Toradol and say, "Listen, that'll help you get through the pain and you can still play." Antonio Brown in that game said wasn't getting the ball as much as he wanted. So at a later point in the game, this is what is being alleged. When the coach told him, "Hey, I need you out there," Antonio Brown then said, "Nah, my ankle hurt. I can't go out there." The coach and stuff are spinning it as if he was in his feelings and mad because they weren't putting him in the game enough. Remember, I told you about the whole having enough stats to get this bonus, and now he was throwing a tantrum and said, "I ain't going out there." And so Antonio Brown has said, "Nope, it was my ankle. I told you my ankle was hurting, and I can't go out there and injure my ankle anymore." And so now it's a he said, she said, if you see what I'm going. And so when the coach told him, "F you, get the F off the field," this, that, and the third, he was like, "Oh, well, fuck you then. I'm gone then." And that's when he started to take off his, pads and shirts and everything. And he was, doing all of that. And now he said that the general manager got involved and they were telling him that they would pay him $200,000 if he would just sit on the sidelines and say that he would subject himself to mental health. So I don't listen. This is becoming right now. It's a he said, she said. But if that attorney is involved, that means that that attorney is there because he has real credible evidence of this going out. So there's probably going to be an NFL investigation about this. And when we have these types of investigations, the things really start to come out because media outlets are grabbing hold to this. I'm sure we've already. Well, I can't think of this head coach's name. God, really, where's really be? Oh God, John Gruden. That's what it is. I couldn't remember John Gruden. Remember, John Gruden just got fired a couple months ago because of an invest. They weren't investigating John Gruden. They were investigating another situation with the Washington football team, and so now they're going to investigate this Antonio Brown situation. And so what's going to end up happening is it's probably going to be other people that are caught up in the crossfire, and there might be other things that are found out in this investigation. Stay tuned because this ain't going nowhere no time soon. Because I'm sure there's going to be lawsuits filed because Antonio Brown is going to say that y'all cost him money and so forth. Now, do I think that Antonio Brown needs to be in an institution where they can, diagnose whatever mental conditions he has going on? Absolutely. But do I also believe that there's some nefarious things going on from the Bucks side of it? Oh hell yeah! Because the plantation factory that we got going on in the NFL wants black players to shut the fuck up and do what the fuck they tell them to do. So it's some of both. I'm not gonna say a little of both. There might be a lot of both. You know how people say, I think it's a little of both. I think it's a lot of both in this situation. So yes. Hey, Yocrates. So that situation with Antonio Brown, yeah, he might, have a whole lot going on. Oh yeah, I've had these. Yeah, I got these earlier this month, Tabitha. Thank you. But you got the whole plantation mentality. Um, that the NFL has going on, and then you also have the fact that Antonio Brown, whether or not he wants to admit it, has some situation going on. Okay. Um. So I'm gonna go because I can't wait until tomorrow. I got to break this news now, and I got to tell y'all. So the breaking news of today is the fact that Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer is retiring from the Supreme Court. Okay. Um. Yeah. Yeah. Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer is retiring from the Supreme Court, which would then give Joe Biden a Supreme Court nominee that he can put. Here's my thing about it, okay? Um Justice Breyer, who's age 83, okay? Justice Breyer, who's 83, and who's on the more liberal side um of the Supreme Court, okay, is doing the Dems a favor because I think he knows. I think somebody went and had a conversation with him because I think the Dems know that after 2022 midterm elections, it's about to be a bloodbath. And Mitch McConnell is probably going to get majority leader, or, Senate Majority Leader again. And Mitch McConnell has already said there ain't an Ice Cube's chance in hell he's ever giving, if he has anything to do with it, he's ever giving Joe Biden a Supreme Court justice that he can have. So if they don't do it now, it will never happen. If they don't do it now while Chuck Schumer is the majority leader, if Mitch McConnell gets majority leader again, or any, even if they say, well, we're going to give it to a different person besides Mitch McConnell, or another Republican get it, they're in the ice cube chance to hell of them giving Joe Biden the Supreme Court seat. And this ain't no election year for us. Remember the whole thing where Obama was, oh, that was during an election year, even though it was an election year for Donald Trump, and they gave him a couple. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. Mitch McConnell already said. So what this does is this allows Biden to get a Supreme Court justice. However, Joe Biden is still not going to move the court toward the more liberal side, and y'all been fucking off and fucking around, and y'all have missed y'all opportunity at this point to add seats to the Supreme Court. See, y'all was supposed to come in at the beginning of 21 and say, listen, insert Crime Mob first album, roll it to the track, fuck that shit that you talking, fuck that shit that you talking, fuck that shit that you talking, fuck that shit that you talking. Okay, great song from the Crime Mob first album. Do you hear me? But you were supposed to come in guns a blazing. Fuck that shit that you talking. We adding 4 seats to the Supreme Court. Okay. Hey, Markel, we adding 4 seats to the Supreme Court. We gonna get this court leaning toward the liberal side, because what we're not gonna have is a 6-3 majority on the other side. So we gonna, matter of fact, we ain't adding 4 seats to the Supreme Court. We gonna add 6. But y'all been sitting around playing in y'all asshole or whatever, Dims, and y'all have missed the opportunity to do a whole lot of good stuff that y'all could have did. I'm just saying. So I wanted to break that news. Now people are going to push for Biden to nominate a black woman to the Supreme Court. We'll see. Now, we over here in the black delegation, you know, as they call us, the blacks. Y'all know my eye is going to be real keen on who these nominees are going to be, who he's going to cart out there. Now, there's some potential, you know, people already, you know, clamoring to see who are potentials right now. So I'm gonna look. I got 2 names that I'm about to look up right now. I'm familiar with their names, but I'm gonna see if I can get a little bit more of their resume or whatever for y'all. Y'all know I couldn't wait to do a politics of it all. You know what I'm saying? I needed to, you know, I couldn't wait till tomorrow. I had to go and do it now, because you know by tomorrow it will be way too late. Okay. So let's see. So the first name that I'm hearing is Miss Katanji Brown Jackson. She was just I believe last year. She was confirmed last year to the DC based appellate court by the Biden administration. She's 51 years old. She is a beautiful black woman. She is Katanji Brown Jackson. She is a graduate of Harvard. She's a graduate of Harvard. Yeah. So that is, she's 51. That's just a little bit about her. Yeah, she's a Harvard grad. They don't already put up on her Wikipedia page that she's a possible appointment to the United States. You know, the people don't wait. But nobody, this just came out within the last hour. Okay. So yeah. She's one of the people who they're saying There's another name, high profile name, Leandra Kruger, excuse me. Let me get you that information. So, um, she does. She does. Um, Leandra Kruger is also a beautiful black queen who is a also a graduate of Harvard. She's out of California, and she serves on the California Supreme Court. And she used to work for the U.S. Solicitor General's office. That is Leandra Kruger. She's 45 years old. The reason that I'm putting their ages there because you want somebody who's going to get there and serve for what a good president when they nominate somebody, they want somebody who's going to be there for several decades. So that your impact on the court is lasts longer than you. So she's because these are lifelong appointments or until you decide to retire. So she's 45 and Leandra's 45 and Katanji um is 51. Now Katanji is out of Miami. Yes, she was. She went to Miami Palmetto. She went to Palmetto. That's down south. And she graduated in 1988. By 1988, my girl really B was already, in her second or third year teaching. Hey, really B, love you, girl. She go drag me, y'all. So, yeah, Katanji, but I'm now she was we'll see. Um, we'll see. She was originally appointed by Barack Obama to United States District Court of the for the District of Columbia, and then last year she was appointed to the appellate court there. Yeah, really be gonna cut me. Really be gonna cut me. Not Judge Maybelline. I'm not doing this with you. She Katanji also clerked for Stephen Breyer. She was also one of his clerks also. So there's a connection there. Um, so yeah. Um, we'll see. I'm sure other names will pop up, but we here down to the black delegation are looking to see because you owe us. And we ain't gonna stop with just you giving us a because we need somebody to balance all y'all uncle over there. Uncle Ruckus. Clarence Thomas. Y'all uncle over there. That's Tabitha uncle over there, Clarence Thomas. We need somebody to balance him off because we do not count him over here a part of the black delegation. We want no parts of him. Dear God. Anyway, I like a couple things about this. We do know that we do need more female representation on the Supreme Court because right now we have three. We got three. We got the chick who Cheeto Man nominated. I ain't gonna even mention her name, but she get on my nerves. You got Justice Sotomayor, and you got my girl with the short hair. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Well, I can't think of this lady name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. With the short hair. She was nominated after Justice Sotomayor. Not you and the cousin with a beard. will be white for her shenanigans, child. Child. Woo. Oh God, why I can't think of this lady's name? Y'all know I'm over here having a whole brain part. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you her name right now. Her name is uh why can't I think of this lady's name? Ellen Kagan. There we go. I couldn't think. Kate, thank you. Justice Kagan. I couldn't think of that woman's name. No, I want to talk about Coney Barrett. No, I was not talking about her. She who shall not be named. Lord. Yeah, so right now we only have three justices. Um, three female justices on the Supreme Court and six male. So we kind of needed to be closer to the population where, because the population is not 60% male and 30% female. And if you want to, more, decisions that do right by women and women's rights and things that, affect women, we need more women on that court, more representation. So I love that they're looking at a woman, and I love that they're looking at a black woman. Okay, just saying. Although I would love Val Demings, but Val Demings, we need Val Demings in Florida. Like Val Demings has things that we need her to do and accomplish for Florida. So while I would love that for Val, I know we got work for Val to do in Florida. No, Val is running for that Senate seat, and we need Val Demings to um to get that Senate seat. No, we got other work for Val. Val, we got other work for her. Okay, so that is um that is what the latest news. I was gonna save it from the politics of it all, but we got way too much going on. Now, why is this important to us? Because we do, like I said, we do. Justice Breyer is 83 years old, so inevitably he was going to either just be hanging on, hoping that if he doesn't retire now, there's a real possibility that that seat, either with him dying or with him, being to the point where he had to just retire and not do like Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who stayed on as long as she could until, she died in the seat because she was waiting to try and, have that seat for, remember the Democratic, or the left leaning side. And so I think now is the right time. He has to do it now because the way politics is looking, this midterm election is going to be a bloodbath. So, um, um, no. Val Demings is in the House of Representatives, but she's planning on running against Marco Rubio for that Senate seat. Like her plan is to run against Marco Rubio for his Senate seat, and we're looking for her to defeat him. Yeah. So yeah, we're looking for her to defeat Marco Rubio. Um, yeah, we need that Senate seat because if they can flip that Senate seat, that gives them what we're trying to do is trying to flip as many Senate seats as we can because we got to be able to have people on our side that makes Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema irrelevant. That's the whole point. We got to make their whole vote irrelevant. so that we can put pressure on them to make it where, oh, y'all don't want to fall in line, oh, y'all don't want to fall in place. That makes it either forces them to do right by the left side, or makes them fully commit to going over to the right. Because I fully expect that if by some great chance the Dems pick up several seats in the Senate, and that can um, make their vote and influence of Kirsten Sinema and Joe Manchin not even worth anything, I fully expect Joe Manchin to defect and become a full-fledged member of the Republican Party. Kirsten Sinema, I don't think she has the balls and the backbone to do that. I think what will happen with Kirsten Sinema is, it will force her to act right. But with Joe Manchin, I fully expect him to fully defect and say, oh, I'm a member of the Republican Party at this point. So, but Kirsten Sinema is trash. She is trash. 2024 is coming, Kirsten Sinema. 2024 is coming. This on y'all, Jason. This is on y'all. That's your state. So that was our politics news of the day. Anyway, while we on politics, let me get my sugar spike out the way. We got a sugar spike that I need to address. Lord. Let me get my sugar spike out of the way now. So I'm gonna try to get some more intel and stuff between today and tomorrow. I'm sure there will be more. I'm sure there'll be more names that are floated out there, but we got those two names, Katanji Brown Jackson and Leandra Kruger. Who am I rooting for? I'm rooting for Miss Katanji because she's one of my Miami natives. She's out of Miami. Class of 1988, Miami Palmetto Senior High School. I'm just saying. I'm rooting for her. But I like the fact that we have two beautiful black queens that are being nominated. So y'all, it's going to be other names that float out. By tomorrow, the politics of it all, we'll have a whole breakdown for y'all, okay? We're going to listen. We listen. Stay tuned. Now, this was just the breaking news. I just had to break that to y'all because I didn't want y'all not to hear it. Y'all know we like to break news over here. So tomorrow we will have a full as only we can do. Y'all know when we get on the politics of it all, we take it from a black side and we take it and we go dig. We dig deep. We give you stories that you probably not gonna hear in the big time social media. So we'll be here tomorrow to break this down. Okay. Anyway, where was I? All right. So let's have this sugar spike now. So in the great state of Nevada, hey Volvo, what's going on, my love? In the great state of Nevada, the Las Vegas Police Department confused a 25-year-old black man named Shane Lee Brown with a 51-year-old white felon named Shane Neil Brown. And then they left the black man in jail for 6 days. And he wasn't even the right one. Y'all want to see a pic? I got a picture. Let me show y'all this picture while I read the story, okay? Show y'all this picture of the black man and the white man while I read this story. That's the picture of the two. They don't look nothing alike. Y'all tell me how they look alike. I'm just saying now both of them got jacked up hairlines. Let's just be clear. But come on now. Come on now. Chat, while I'm gonna leave this picture up here while I'm reading the story. A 25-year-old black man is suing 2 police agencies in Nevada after he was misidentified as a white ex-felon nearly twice his age, arrested and held for 6 days in jails in 2 Las Vegas area jurisdictions. Shane Lee Brown claims civil rights violations, false imprisonment, negligence, and other wrongful conduct by Las Vegas and Henderson police and their top officials and seeks at least $50,000 in damages. The civil lawsuit describes Shane Neil Brown, now 51, as a white man with a bushy white beard who is taller than Shane Lee Brown. Shane Neil Brown was convicted. So there's a Shane Lee Brown and a Shane Neil Brown. Shane Neil Brown was convicted of a felony in 1994 and was sought on an arrest warrant issued in November of 2019 in Las Vegas, accusing him of being a felon in possession of a firearm. Shane Lee Brown was arrested in January of 2020 during a traffic stop by Henderson police, jailed in the city's lockup, and transferred in custody 2 days later to Las Vegas police. He remained jailed in Las Vegas until he appeared before the judge who ordered him freed. So they was looking for the black man. Let's really be clear on what this was. They was looking for the black man. Shane Lee Brown, Shane Neil Brown. Now, isn't the whole purpose of having identification cards is for instances like this? If somebody has your same first and last name, one, if you issued a police warrant, I'm sure they have the first, middle, and last name. One. Two, I'm sure there's a freaking date of birth on that warrant. So when I'm Shane Lee Brown, the black guy, and I am in the traffic stop and I give you my driving license, and you go look it up, you go to the back like they always do, look on the computer screen. Clearly, you had to see. Now I know black don't crack. I knew black don't crack. But you did you just look at this guy, this young man, and say, "Oh, he must be 51 because black don't crack," or did you just forget to look at the date of birth? Because on the bench warrant, aren't you supposed to check all of those things? First, middle, and last name, date of birth, and all of that. Like I'm trying, Patty Duke, I'm trying to make it make sense. They just wanted to take a black man in. They just wanted a black man. They said, "Oh, a bench warrant for having an illegal firearm. Oh, this must be the right guy. It's a black man. We're gonna go ahead and take it back." I hope I hope they don't give him 50,000. I hope they give him several $1,000,000 just to lesson, just to teach them a lesson, just to teach them a lesson. I'm just saying. Oh, he didn't give his license, child. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you did. First of all, when the bench warrant said that the man was 50 something years old, you should have looked at him and said, "Yeah, that's not." Now, if you're going to arrest him, maybe arrest him for failure to drive with your driving license or whatever. If that's a crime, that's one thing. But you arrested him thinking that he's Shane Neil Brown and this is Shane Lee Brown. That's a whole nother story. Whole nother story. A mess. A damn mess. Y'all know what that's all about. That's a sugar spiking moment. That's a sugar spiking moment. Here's another moment where a sugar spike happened. Okay. So there was a sugar spiking moment Where a woman set her boyfriend on fire at the bar with vodka and a taser. Let me say that again. I'll read that headline for you again. A woman set her boyfriend on fire at the bar with vodka and a taser. And I hate that I just put that in the atmosphere to give a lot of you people ideas. So now, if you got you a taser and you at the bar and somebody piss you off, go ahead and throw that damn vodka on them and they can be set on fire. mm. Listen, y'all know vodka is real flammable. Do you hear me? Real flammable. Let's go with this. Now, people will tell you vodka is quote unquote not flammable, but we know vodka is still an ethanol. Ethanol is a form of alcohol, and any alcohol is flammable and can be set on fire. That's just like when you was a little kid playing with your siblings and you would take rubbing alcohol, which is ethyl alcohol, not ethanol, but ethyl alcohol, and you pour it on your hand and you kill a light, light your hand on fire. You like, see, we used to do that as kids. It's really stupid. It's only an act of God that we didn't get third-degree burns as a child. Anyway, vodka itself is not considered a flammable liquid. Somebody take care of the troll. But it can catch fire. For a liquid to be considered flammable, it needs to be able to ignite easily in ambient temperatures. As ethanol is considered flammable, the more alcohol found in a beverage, the easier it will light on fire. Good good alcohol like vodka are not sold at a level that is enough to be considered flammable by itself. Vodka is generally sold at 40% alcohol, 80 proof. So it is capable of lighting on fire, but not enough to be classified as flammable. If you purchase a vodka with a higher alcohol level, say 50%, that vodka is considered more likely to be flammable and will light with more ease. Basically, the higher the alcohol content in the liquid, the bigger the flame. Usually, you are only able to purchase vodka at 50% ethanol content, but you should always be cautious handling vodka around a flame. So, all in all, vodka is flammable. It's not flammable, but it can catch fire due to the fact that it contains alcohol. However, this means that when vodka is dried, the alcohol in the beverage evaporates and can no longer catch fire. This woman didn't consider this, or she thought there wasn't enough vodka to kill a man, but definitely is going to have some second-degree burns here. So apparently, the woman got upset. She poured alcohol on the man and then put the taser on him and set him on fire because the alcohol was still, wet. It wasn't dried up. His clothes caught on fire, and he now has second-degree burns. Now, the article doesn't go into detail as to whether or not this was supposed to be a joke or whether or not this was her being angry. I'm just putting it out there. What does this do for a whole group of people who are now looking at this as their opportunity when somebody get mad and say, "Oh, bitch, you take some, a shot." You don't want to take a mixed drink because a mixed drink, the alcohol content is watered down because that's why it's a mixed drink. But if you take a shot, you take a shot, you take that shot, throw it on them, and then taste them. I'm just saying, a bitch make you mad at the bar. Let's do this. I'm just saying. So there's video of this that I'm not going to show because at the moment that I try to show it, my computer's going to act retarded. And I know we're not supposed to use the R word, but I'm talking about my computer, and that is the best way to describe how my computer acts from time to time. Um, but from the video, it looks to be as if they were not angry with each other. I don't know. I'll let y'all be the judge. Go look it up. I'm sure it's easily found on the Twitter. Last story of the day. Last story of the day. Now, for those people who are shoe heads, sneaker heads, and people who go and buy shoes often, this is a sugar spiking story. You will be triggered, and I'm telling you to get out now. If you are someone who's a sneakerhead, a shoe aficionado, and someone who is, who cares a lot about shoes, get out now. Foot Locker employee allegedly ejaculated into new shoes and put them back into boxes. What do y'all want me to do with that? Hey, Diamond Pearl Jim. What do y'all want me to do with that? Let me read that headline for you again. Foot Locker employee allegedly ejaculated into new shoes and put them back into boxes. This is in Canada, America's hat. Exactly. Oh, there's video. A video of a naked employee doing some dastardly and dirty deeds in the back storage room of a Foot Locker surfaced online this week and has gone viral. The clip was posted to a now deleted Instagram account and showed a nude man ejaculating onto the insole of a pair of shoes that were destined to be sold to a paying customer. There are close-up video stills of the ejaculate. I'm not going to use the word that they used in this article. Sitting inside of a shoe. But honestly, you don't need to see the images. It's just nasty. Quote, as you can see, we're at Foot Locker here. There is nobody else here, only my shit, and I am fully, completely, 100% sexy and naked, the employee says in the video. So there's a whole video that, of course, I cannot show, but can I put the link? I think it's been removed. I saw the video. I think it's been removed. But what do y'all want me to do with that? Hey, Cams. What part of Canada asking for a friend? Child. Yeah, exactly, Nicole. This is where you need the vodka and the taser. So, let me keep reading. It's in a city called Brampton. Brampton in Canada. It The disturbing video was posted on someone named Darian's social media handles where it was then shared multiple times and seen by many people. As seen in the video, he was in the inventory room in Foot Locker completely naked, where later on in the video, he had confessed to ejaculating in shoes and bringing them to the storefront where customers could be exposed to bodily fluids. The account alleges that the employee is a 27-year-old manager at the Foot Locker store in the Bramalea City Center shopping mall in Brampton. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. What do we have going on? What? What do y'all want me to do with this? mm. I don't know what y'all want me to do. If you go search the Twitter, you'll find it. What do y'all want me to do with that? Now, I'm going to venture to tell you, if you think that this is far-fetched, it ain't. The thing about it is, if you look at freak Twitter, because there's a whole, sector in Twitter. And it's a huge sector. Freak Twitter, the OnlyFans skanks, the OnlyFans actors, they are doing more and more and more to push the limits of where they do the do. And you find bodily fluids and ejaculate just about everywhere now. Look at some of these people OnlyFans videos, which is why, remember, OnlyFans changed their rules and were saying, and they had the whole thing where they were starting to say that they were going to ban the act of having sex in public, even though you could still go and see a whole lot of OnlyFans videos with people having sex in public. But they go all kinds of places. I mean, in restaurants, in airports, at playgrounds, in the park, in churches, in doctor's office, in hotel, hospital. Like, there's a whole thing about them pushing the limits and trying to see how far they can go and get, and so forth. I'm just listen. Gone are the days of people just having this in the confines of their own rooms, closed off. Ladies and gentlemen, let's be vigilant about when and where we buy things and where we sit at and what we do. Like, I'm one of those people. If you bring something out, if I go to a store and I say bring me something, before I do anything, I'm inspecting and looking and being like, I don't want to. Can you bring me another one? We ain't got no more. Okay, well, I'm just not gonna get it from you. Like, I don't play them games. See, in the cruise ship chapel, the chapel in the. I'm telling you, the people are getting more and more brazen about when and where they do the do. So, child, child, yeah. So that is all of my stories for today. I'm actually looking forward to the politics of it all tomorrow, so we can break down this Supreme Court justice. I'm sure we had our two early contenders and names that are out there. that we already, talked about. I'll probably look to go more into their background as well as other names that start to spring forward to be as possible nominees. But if we're being serious, Joe Biden and the rest of the Dems need to be serious about adding more seats to the Supreme Court, because just this one seat ain't gonna do nothing. It's not gonna change the 6-3 majority. I mean, technically, it might be keeping it from becoming a 7-2. Anyway, we'll be back tomorrow to really break this stuff down and other political news tomorrow on the politics of it all. I just came to do a run your mouth today because I hadn't done a run your mouth in a while. So I needed to do one today. Shouts out to the whole 35-40 minute Janet segment that we had at the beginning of the episode. If you missed our whole Janet Jackson segment, you might want to go and look because we had a good time discussing the fact that the Janet Jackson documentary is coming out this weekend. Yeah, I think that's all we got for today. I need to go out and replenish my snacks today. Thank you, Quintessential. When I was live the other day, Quintessential added to the snack fund, so I'm gonna go utilize that to get some snacks for the snack fund. And yeah, as I always say, I love y'all. I love all y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They're much obliged and much appreciated. Members, I got some stuff coming for y'all next week. I did not talk about the racist on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City because, yeah, mm, yeah, you trying to take me down a whole nother road. I did not talk about that because I could have a whole diatribe about the Southeast Asian population and how they really feel about us black people, and how the American um populace only puts Asians in the group of people of color. So when they do all of these wonderful things for the Asians, they can feel like they did right by all people of color when they ain't really did right by Latinx people or black people. And the Asian people do not consider themselves to be people of color like us, and they want nothing to do with our black asses. Matter of fact, they are just as racist, and they have their own supremacy that they try to have over us black people all the time. Let's be very clear. You see, when they had that shooting last year, it took them a month, and they had a whole had whole laws and everything in place for the Asian population. They've been slaughtering and murdering us. We've had a whole genocide of black men for years and years and years, decades and centuries, and they ain't even blinked an eye yet. They can't even get us a goddamn anything toward criminal justice reform. They can't get us anything toward police reform. They can't get us anything even with regard to helping us keep the right to vote, because every state across the fruited plains is doing everything in its power to keep our black asses from voting. But the Asian populations blink and they move heaven and earth to give them whatever they want. Tabitha could tell you, because she had on her, if you follow Tabitha on Twitter, she had a I think last week sometime, where there was black people that were entering China, and I think it was athletes that were entering China, and you had the whole Chinese delegation there, a whole population of Chinese people screaming N words at them and saying that they want them in their country. And this is not that's not an anomaly. That is the norm. So let's just be real clear. Um, they don't want no parts of us. So me being surprised that that young woman on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is racist, that's par for the course. That bitch ain't shit. And a whole lot of them on that show ain't shit. Most of them ain't shit. And most of them share her thoughts and sentiments. Most of them share her thoughts and sentiments. And let's be clear, the reason Mary Cosby or Crosby or whatever the hell her name is was so lockstep and key with them is because of the fact that shares some of those sentiments. She's one of those self-soilers, okay? She's one of those people who is black presenting, but let's be clear, is one of those people who has no problem blaming black people and wanted no problem, had no problem saying she don't want nothing to do with our black asses. Remember, she had all of those. Remember, Jen tried to call her out because she was saying all of those things about. Remember, she was talking about the black people that was hanging out outside the 7-Eleven or whatever. I believed every word of what Jen Shaw said about that. I believe that Mary Cosby actually really felt that way and wanted no parts of black people. And that's why she wants to assimilate and associate herself with all of these white racist ass women. Because when anytime people get a little bit of black, some black people get a little bit of money, they want nothing to do with the lessers of us, the black community, and wants to go and associate with racist ass white people. Why did you start me down this train, y'all? Why, dear God? Why? Why, y'all, did you start me down this road? And you knew I would take the bait. You knew. Shouts out to y'all who's a fellow Capricorn. It's still, listen, it's still Capricorn season. Capricorns, we go from what is it, December 22nd or 23rd, depending on which astrology calendar you look at. And we don't stop until Valentine's Day. Damn Aquarius is, we don't give a shit about y'all. We do not care. No offense to any Aquariuses who are in the building. But Capricorn seasons ends on Valentine's Day because we are way too important just to have the traditional astrological calendar. So we're going all the way to Valentine's Day. Get over it. I'm not playing with you, y'all. Child, come on, Capricorns. All my Capricorns in the building, stand up. All my goats in the building, stand up. Because we going all the way until we celebrate all the way until Valentine's Day. And then I guess at that point, we'll let the Aquariuses have the rest of their astrological season. But we ain't stopping. It's still Team Capricorn, and it is still Capricorn season until Valentine's Day. I don't care about Scotty and how he feel. Tell him he got to come see me. He can't whoop me. He's an Aquarius. He can't whoop me. Anyway, shout out to all my Capricorns around here. Yes, my goats out there. Oh, but yeah, and let's be real clear about it. Let's be very clear about it. Bravo ain't shit because between Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Real Housewives of New York, and several other Housewives franchises, there's a lot of covert and overt racism up and down the Bravo streets. This ain't nothing new to them. They like this kind of shit. They want it in the news. They want it out there because it gets more eyes. Because now people got to go and fact check and watch they shit, and they're here for all parts of it. Bravo, let's be clear, has an agenda here, and race baiting is a part of that agenda. And then they're gonna go afterwards and try and, give the illusion that they tried to do the right thing and that they tried to do right by the situation. Oh, we had to fight. You knew who she was. Trust me. They got people down there to the Bravos that investigated that woman's background backwards and forward. They knew exactly what they were getting. When it came out, it was not news to them. They was just waiting for the time when it was going to come out so they could ceremoniously do all of this press and say, oh, we have no idea, really. Y'all put millions of dollars into this show and y'all didn't go back and do y'all homework? I don't believe that. Y'all knew. Y'all was just waiting for this to happen so it can get more publicity and cause more viewership on the show. Y'all ain't shit. Bravo. Them bitches ain't shit. Bravo. Andy ain't shit. The executives down there to the Bravo ain't shit. They like this kind of shit. They like it. Don't get me started. Thank you, Diamond Pearl Jim, for donating to the snack fund. Y'all try to. Why y'all let y'all? Thank you, Diamond Pearl Jim. Why y'all let y'all bait me into this mess? Y'all know I don't even be talking about the house skanks. I've been stopped. Um, I've been stopped following the Real House Skanks of Salt Lake City because I saw mid-season first season. Yeah, I see where we're going with this. I want no parts of these people. My tolerance level is real low. Real low. Y'all know my sugar levels. The way my sugar levels are set up, we can't be doing that. Anyway, let me start my outro again. Because I let y'all bait me into a whole another 10 plus minutes going in on these people. Lord. Child. Child. As I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged and much appreciated. I am so grateful for you all being here. Thank you to my mod to hold me down. Every time I go live, y'all do the goddamn thing and y'all hold me down here, and I appreciate y'all for that. Thank you to all of my members. I got some stuff coming for y'all next week, so let's be ready. Yeah, and I'm going to start doing some of the YouTube shorts to do some of my politics stuff and get that out there more, so y'all have more stuff from me throughout the week. So I figure I might, be able to steal away for 5 or 10 minutes to do a YouTube short or whatnot. So yeah. I got to figure out how it works. I'll get Tabitha to kind of give me a tutorial maybe one day on how that works, or I'll Google it or watch a video on it. So yeah. But that's all I got for y'all. I think. But let's put some Shondos in the chat before we get out of here. Because y'all have been great today. Y'all have been a great audience. Next time you go to the Foot Locker, I bet you look at them shoes real hard. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that you expect at Payless, not at Foot Locker. Foot Locker. Maybe Payless, but not Foot Locker. Dear God. Ain't even safe to go to the Foot Locker no more. Child, see, that's why you got to order your shoes online and have them shipped directly to you. You can't play these games with these people. You won't have me put my foot up in that shoe and have a whole squishy situation. No, ma'am. No, God. Imagine putting your foot down there, even with a sock on. That stuff is going to seep through that sock. And baby, you're going to have a whole squishy. Ew. Imagine when you just, because when you push your foot in a new pair of shoes, you kind of have to kind of push it down in there and force it because it's new. And so it ain't, had the chance to stretch or whatever. So when you slam your foot down in there, you slam it and it goes squish, and you go, oh wait, what is that? And you take your shoe out and you have that string that comes out because y'all know what I'm talking about. That is it could make a string. Yeah, that is where it's a whole fight, and there's gonna be a whole fight up in that Foot Locker. Do you hear me? There's gonna be a whole fight because I promise you that's a reason to go. If there's ever a reason to go, and when I say to go, meaning it's go time, meaning that, oh yeah, it's about to go down. We about to be fighting up in this piece. If there's ever a reason to go, it's me planting my foot up in my new shoes and it's squishy in there. And I pull my foot out and that squishy stuff is white and a little translucent and slimy. I don't care what it is. It could be spit, it could be ejaculate. That's a reason to go. It's a reason to go. Now, my level of debauchery, y'all, does not make me. I'm not into foot stuff. I'm not a foot fetish guy. No, I'm not one of these foot fetish people. I'm not into feet. No, leave your feet out of my whole situation. Not into feet. Nope. There's a whole community of people that's into that kind of shit. Not this one. I'm not gonna let y'all do this to me. I'm getting up out of here. I love y'all. Until next time, I see y'all tomorrow for politics and all. That's all I got for y'all. Until next time. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out of here.